Hi guys, 18 Dapper here and welcome to this video, a reaction video to what's happened at the Rovers over the past week or so. Let's get the video started. So guys, welcome to this video where I react to what's happened at Doncaster Rovers over the last week or so. In this video there's a major change in ownership, so we're going to talk about that, and that's going to lead on to what next for Doncaster Rovers, with a major change at the top. Does bring up questions about what is going to happen next at the club. There's been a number of new deals done, one of those James Coppinger going into his final professional football season, very sad to say. And then finally the new home kit was released this week too, so we're going to visit all 5 of those points, have a little chat, have a bit of reaction on those. It's been a busy week, so we will start with the major change in ownership. Andrew Watson and Sarah Fowler both relinquish their shares, and they've done this to take a step away from the ownership and financial side of the club, but they are wanting to continue in an ambassadorial role, so still going to be involved with Doncaster Rovers in some way, shape or form, but the major business decisions they will not be involved in anymore. And it's sad news, very sad news, because this ends a 14-year family ownership which started with Dick Watson, and in those 14 years we have had a golden era of football under the Watson family running, with memories that jump to the forefront of the mind is Wembley beating Leeds 1-0, getting to the Championship, Brentford away, winning promotion, the cup run in the Carabao Cup, knocking out Aston Villa, Manchester City and taking Arsenal all the way. We have had some very, very good seasons. There have been promotions, there have been relegations, ups and downs like there is for every football club, but I think a little bit biased here. Doncaster Rovers never do it the easy way. There's always something going on, and it's been fantastic to watch, and the Watson family have been part of that and a major factor in helping us achieve where we are and what we have done. And so a big thank you to each and every one of the family members who have been involved in the club. But it seems like it's been a decision that's been coming for a short while, a couple of years, and they said that they were struggling to balance the ownership of a club with supporting them as a fan. So hopefully the Watson family can start enjoying football for the sport and for the game, rather than the business that it currently is. So hopefully this decision makes them much happier. The Watson family have invested more than £14 million over the 14 years, so that's going to leave a great big hole financially for Donny. Hopefully we've got income streams and revenue streams that help us fill that void. We will see. It's kind of watch this space at the minute, but Andrew and Sarah's shares, 12.5% each. That 25% has now been distributed evenly between the CEO Gavin Baldwin, Chairman David Blunt and Director Terry Bramall. So each one of those 3 individuals now owns 33.3% of the club. So an equal shares ownership. And this brings us on to what next for Doncaster Rovers. Terry Bramall, the day after the news that the Watsons were relinquishing their shares, came out and pledged his commitment to the club and to the long-term goal. And I believe that's along with David Blunt and Gavin Baldwin. I hope so, because they are running the club sensibly, very sensibly. So yeah, I hope those 3 guys are still there. There's a little bit of annoyance or frustration that money's not pumped in to get us back into the Championship, but me personally, I would much rather see the club run sensibly and it still be there, especially in the current climate. And talking about the current climate, it's going to be a difficult period until the fans are allowed back into the stadium. News this week that it's looking like October time when we can go back, and if the season starts in September, we're not missing too much, hopefully. We will see. Another one of those where we've just got to keep our eye on what is happening. And as I've mentioned, the three guys who are left, David, Gavin and Terry, all run the club well, and for me they put the community at the forefront of the running, and that's why I love Donny Rovers so much. So I think there's optimism for how we're going to move forward. I hope there were plans for the Watsons leaving. As I said, it's been talked about for a number of years, so hopefully there are contingency plans in place for that £14 million, well, it's £1 million a year. The question is, where are those finances going to come from without the Watson family putting them in? And that could be a major factor in how successful we are in the future, or if we go the other way, hopefully it's success. On to a bit more positive news. There's some new deals done this week. A hat-trick of youth players have been bagged new deals, with Danny Amos, 20-year-old left back. He was starting to break into the first team towards the end of last season and looked a very handy player, so hopefully he gets stronger and improves and starts competing for that left back position, and the competition between him and Reece James could be nothing but positive. The next one, Louis Jones, 21-year-old goalkeeper. For me, the goalkeeping position is probably our weakest spot at the minute, with Seny Dieng not coming back, or it looks like he's not coming back, we don't know yet. But with Louis Jones and Ian Lawler, I think they're two equally matched players who could compete for that number one spot. But personally, I do think we need a solid goalkeeper brought in before the start of the season. From what I've seen, Jones looks okay. A little bit like Marco Morosi for me, where I think the more games he has and the experience will benefit him, but it's just a little bit raw at the minute to be thrown in at the deep end in the first team. So I do think we need an established goalkeeper before the start of the season, but Louis Jones, very good prospect for the future. And talking about prospects for the future, the under-18s captain has signed his first professional deal, Ben Blythe, 18 years old, and for me, he's going to be one of those up-and-coming ones. Hopefully, he turns out to be as good as Joe Wright or Tom Anderson. Another new deal done was James Coppinger is into his final season as a professional footballer. 17 seasons for Doncaster Rovers. That is unreal. Absolute unreal. The word legend is thrown around far too easily, but this guy is definitely that legend. He signed it in May 2004 and he has made over 600 appearances for Donny Rovers, and I'm looking forward to seeing him ruin players 20 years younger than him for one more season, and I'm going to enjoy every minute that I see him on that pitch, because it has been a pleasure watching him since I was, 14? Yeah, earlier. Just so long. He's now part of the furniture, in a good way though, definitely in a good way, and hopefully he gets something from, in terms of like a coaching role or whatever he wants for his future in his career. And for me, his final game will be extremely emotional, both for him and the fans, and I'm hoping that Doncaster Rovers do something big to remember James Coppinger and his loyalty. And for me, statue, is that a little bit too much? Could replace a statue that's currently down at the Keep Moat, the bloke holding the woman up. Surely that should be James Coppinger in that position. Or another way, which would be a bit cheaper than a statue, but I think a lot more personal, would be to retire the number 26 shirt. No player should ever wear that again, in my opinion. Never know, Rovers might do both. Retire the shirt and give Coppinger a statue. Who knows? And I'd just like to take a moment to look through Coppinger's last 16 seasons with one picture from each year. So there you go, Coppinger through the year's 16 seasons into his 17th. What an absolute legend. Few and far between players of his calibre and his loyalty in these days. But moving on to the new home kit, which was released last week. There it is, and initial reaction, I like it. It is very, very nice. There's not much that you can do with red and white hoops, but who wants to do something with red and white hoops? Seen on Facebook and Twitter and everywhere that people would like to see us move away from the red and white hoops. I am firmly in the other camp. I think we should keep the red and white hoops. No club in English football or in the top professional leagues, from League 2 up to the Premier League, wear red and white hoops. I don't think any team below that wear red and white hoops, so we're one of a kind. There's a club in Scotland, can't remember, Hamilton maybe, but in England we are the only ones who wear red and white hoops, so I would like to keep that just for us. It's our signature, so I'm definitely firmly in that camp to keep them. But what I like about this new kit is the amount of red. We have always been, or for me, if somebody asks what colour the Rovers play in, red and white. Always red and white, never white and red. So the fact that there's more red visible on this with the red sleeves and the full red back, I think you'll be able to see the names and numbers a lot better. I do like how solid the back is. As I say, should be able to get a bit more clarity on the name and number, and I like the detail under the arms with the charcoal, which brings out that charcoal on the badge. I would like to see a little bit of gold. That's one thing that I feel our kit is missing. So with the badge, you've got the gold, red, white and charcoal. They've brought everything together with the red, white and charcoal, but it would be nice to see the bit of gold, like we've got here, the gold trim. It might come on the away kit similar to this. But yeah, if that could be incorporated into the home kit somewhere, that would be very, very nice. But overall, very happy with the new home kit. Red shorts, not too sold on that yet. I do like black shorts or white, but I think we'll have to see when that is on the pitch. But yeah, very happy with that, and I think I'll be purchasing it. I'm looking forward to seeing the away kit in the next couple of weeks. And that brings this video to an end. If you've enjoyed it, stick a big thumbs up on it for us please. Comments in the section down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Can't wait for matchday vlogs to come back. Hope you're looking forward to it too. And all that's left for me to say is thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.